to the long-awaited Double Dip Draft Season 8! My name is Spood, coach of the Southtown Sandslashers, and today I'll be going over everything you need to know about our draft league. Whether you're new to draft, new to our league, or just want a refresher on the format, this video should have everything you need. I encourage you to check out the description where you'll find timestamps to specific sections if you want to skip around. What is a draft league? Double Dip Draft is a Pokemon draft league, where all matches are played in the standard singles 6v6 format. Draft League is a style of play where, at the beginning of the season, the player will select a limited pool of Pokemon from which to build their teams over the course of the season. This year, you'll have anywhere between 10 and 12 Pokemon based on how you draft. Each week, you will fight an opponent in your division, who will have their own pre-selected pool of Pokemon. You will each pick the 6 Pokemon from your pool that you think will be best to fight your opponent, and will play a single match together. 4 players from each division with the best record will advance to a single elimination winner-takes-all playoffs bracket. All of our draft matches are played on the website Pokemon Showdown, found at play.pokemonshowdown.com. You'll need to have a registered account to be able to play. Use the buttons at the top right of the website to register an account. The most important document, and the one you'll be visiting the most during the season, is the Master Sheet. This is where everything happens. You'll go here to see who you battle, what your standings are, how the live draft is progressing, and all relevant league statistics. It's all pretty self-explanatory. Go to a specific tab at the bottom of the page, or top on mobile, to see more information. During the main season, you'll see the Overview on the Current Season tab. You can review the rules and find relevant links on the Welcome tab, and you can check past performances, head-to-head matchups, and power rankings on their respective tabs as well. The best way to learn what it does is just to click around. There's lots to see. So, how do we build a draft? The first thing you should do is follow the instructions on the draft assistant sheet linked below to make a copy that you can edit. This season, we're doing a points-based draft. You have a total of 55 points to spend on your team, and you can see the point value of each individual Pokemon on the Master Sheet's Tier List tab. You must draft a minimum of 10 and a maximum of 12 different Pokemon. The point value of each individual pick doesn't matter as long as you end with a valid team. To that end, you should be checking the draft assistant as you plan and build your team to make sure that you stay in compliance with the various drafting rules. As long as the draft assistant says your team is valid, you should be good. There will be no free agent trades except under extraordinary circumstances. You can choose to trade Pokemon with other players until week 5. Any trades will take effect the following week after trading, and any Terra Captains retain their status and value during trades. You can trade any amount of Pokemon of any value so long as both teams are still valid upon completion of the trade. Complex bans are as follows. clauses are as follows. These can be checked at any time on the front page of the Master Sheet. We are running this season on the regular Pokemon Showdown server. Play games using the Nat Dex draft option. You may need to click the draft dropdown shown in this video. Always validate your teams before playing. This season, we have reworked the Terastallization Rules. When drafting a Pokemon worth 4 or less points, you may spend an additional 2 points to designate it as a Terra Captain. Terra Captains are the only Pokemon that are allowed to Terra. You are allowed to designate a maximum of 3 Terra Captains, and they must be chosen at the time they are drafted. This cannot be changed later. When sending a challenge, you will see an option to toggle Terra Preview on or off. Make sure to always select Terra Preview On before playing. This allows both sides to see the opposite team's Terra types. Please do not forfeit your games. We understand emergencies happen, something can come up and you have to immediately leave for whatever reason. However, please keep this for emergencies only. It's a lot of back-end work for all the admins and taking accurate statistics. Even if it's apparent you can no longer win, please do not forfeit. Do not start your games with the timer enabled. If the game goes beyond 30 turns and or 20 minutes, either player can turn on the Smogon timer. If a player times out under the Smogon timer, they are considered a forfeit defeat. If a player disconnects during the game, their opponent must make an attempt to message them via Discord. If they do not receive a response within 10 minutes, the player who disconnected will be considered to have forfeit. We will ping the Discord when drafting begins. We will begin drafting at 2 p.m. Central on Saturday, January 17th, with a reveal stream in the Discord where we randomize the draft order. You are not required to attend this, it's just a fun way to show everyone the list is legitimately random. As soon as the list is revealed, an announcement will be made and the draft will begin at the top of the list. When it is your turn to draft, navigate to the Draft Picks channel on the Discord and type your pick. An admin will then post that pick in the draft channel and will update the sheets to show it. Anytime a Pokemon is picked, it will become red on the tier list, indicating that it is no longer available. After every pick, an admin will ping the next in line, and the process will continue. We draft in a snake order, meaning that the draft will move normally from 1 to 32, and then 32, the final pick in the list, will be able to draft twice. The draft then moves in reverse, the next pick's going from 31 back to 2, at which point 1 will draft twice, and the cycle continues until everybody has run out of points or everyone is done drafting. Because we are coordinating 32 players who each have to pick 10 Pokemon at minimum, this process will inevitably take probably around a week, maybe even a little longer, depending on how responsive everybody is. To keep the draft moving, we have a 12-hour time limit per turn. If the player whose current pick it is does not submit their pick within 12 hours, they will be temporarily skipped, and will be allowed to make their pick up the next time their turn comes around. Once drafting is complete, we will announce a start date for matches and the list of divisions. Each week, matches will be due on Sunday. The specific dates will be made available on the Schedule tab of the Master Sheet. You will need to reach out to your opponent every week to schedule your battle. If you're not able to get your fight done on Sunday, do your best to schedule it early. You have the whole week, so do your best to find a time that works for both of you. If you both make an effort and the timing doesn't work out, we can also grant extensions as necessary as long as you let us know. During the week, you are allowed and encouraged to use every resource at your disposal for team building. You can ask for advice, use online guides, practice with friends, and generally can do anything you want to get ready for your match. Once the match itself starts, though, you are completely on your own. No backseating or ghosting is allowed under any circumstances. You can still refer to notes you've taken, damage calcs, matchup charts, and the like, but no direct input from other people is allowed. There are 2 different ways to check your opponent's team to see what you need to prep for. The Team Pages sheet, also linked below, has a page for each team that shows their lifetime stats, current and legacy drafts, placements, and replays. Absolutely everything you could ever want is on that sheet if you want to study your opponent. For actual specific match prep, I'd recommend instead going to the Double Dip Draft Assistant, the final sheet linked below. If you go to this sheet and follow the instructions to make a copy, you'll be able to load up 2 concurrent drafts to compare against each other on one sheet in a more condensed and sortable way. There's lots of useful info there, like usage stats and strategy decks entries, so it's a great place to start if you're new. Once you're prepped and scheduled, it's time to fight. To initiate a battle, go to play.pokemonshowdown.com, ensure you're logged in, and send a challenge to your opponent. Select the Nat Dex draft tier for your match. Make sure spectating is allowed and Terra Preview is on. Once a battle starts, it cannot stop or be replayed. It must be played to completion or a forfeit will be issued. Post the link to your battle in the Live Battles channel in the Discord. Once your match is complete, either one of you will need to upload the replay and send the link in the League Replays channel. One of the admins will then calculate the stats and update them on the spreadsheet, where they will be updated in all relevant places automatically. All you need to do is save the replay link. Always make it a habit to save your replays. They're very easy to lose, and we can never be too safe. Once your match is done and your replay is submitted, you're done for the week, and you can get started on prepping for your next match. At the end of the 7-week season, the top 4 players from each division will advance to the playoffs, a single elimination winner-takes-all bracket that determines the winner of the season, and the bottom 4 players of each division will be eliminated. Placements are determined first by win-loss, then by season differential, the amount of Pokemon games were won or lost by, then by head-to-head matchup. In the unlikely event of a 3-way tie with a circular head-to-head, the advancement will be determined by a sudden death rematch, the exact rules of which will be determined as needed. This has still not happened ever, and it probably won't. Just to stress, you probably don't need to worry about this, but, you know, the first time we don't talk about it is, of course, going to be the season where it happens, so just be aware. The playoffs will have a total of 16 players this season. There is no bye this season. All 16 players will be battling in the first round of playoffs, and the winners of that round will advance to round 2. Your opponents in playoffs will be determined by your placement in the main season. The higher you place in your division, the theoretically easier your playoffs run will be. The first 2 rounds of playoffs will be played the same way regular division matches were, once a week as player schedules allow. The top 4 players will then be contacted personally to arrange for a final livestream day where all remaining matches will be played at once. Since each player will have 3 different potential opponents, an additional week of leeway will be given for team building. The losers in the semifinals match will go on to play in a bronze match to determine who gets 3rd place. During this livestream, we will also be hosting an award show called the Dippies. In the weeks leading up to the finals, we will be posting nomination and voting forms for various categories of awards, such as Biggest Upset or Worst Luck. Playoffs games are not eligible for Dippies, only games played in Division are, so even if you don't manage to advance into playoffs, you may still be able to walk away with a fancy certificate. The certificate will be shipped to your address domestically or internationally at no cost to you. If you're not comfortable sharing your address, we can also send you a digital copy instead. And that's it! Hopefully this video was helpful and not too intimidating if you're new. We have a lot of fun here. Our players are always happy to help practice, watch matches together, and we're excited to welcome you into the fold. Best of luck, and we'll see you for drafting very soon.